Okay, so I'll explain it again. Okay, so we will start with some new functions. So first is my index and my find. Okay, all right, so we will start with this index and the find function. Okay, now I'm defining a string which contains this Python, Java, HTML, and CSS. Right, so we have seen our in operator. Right, let's say if I do print this Python in S, right? What this will do, it will check if this Python, the string which I'm providing is present in this S or not, right? And depending on that, it will return me true or false, right? So, all right, just let me comment something. All right. So this will return me if the string is present, it will return me true, else it will return false. Okay. Now, what if I need an index? At what index that string is present? Okay. Then I can use my index function. All right. So how about my index function will work? So I'll provide the string which I need to check. Okay. S dot index and the string I'm looking for. So I'm saying search for Python in this particular string S and return me the index of it. Now it will search and it will give me the index of first occurrence of my Python. Okay. Now if I add another Python here, all right, I'll still get 0. Okay, because it will give me the first occurrence only. Okay. Now let's try for Java. I'm getting 7. Now why 7? Okay, so this is not working as an element basis. This is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, this is working completely based on the individual index. Okay, so P0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This comma is 6 and this Java J is 7. All right, so this will return you the starting point of this particular string Java. Okay, index. All right, now let's try something which is not present. Okay, so my index function will throw me an error saying that the substring which you are looking for does not exist. All right. Now, alternative to this, I have another function, and that is my find. Okay. Now let's try to do the same thing with this find also. Okay, so this is again returning me the index, right? Let's try Java. Alright, I'm getting 7, right? Now let's try for something which does not exist. Alright. So this is the only difference between my index and my find function. Right. So if my substring does not exist, my index will throw an error, right? While my find function -1. Okay, so even if you are using your index function, you have to handle that value using your exception handler. Okay, that we will see in a few further lectures, but that is the major difference. If you use find, it will return you -1, and you have to just check if the value returned is -1, which means the element does not exist. Alright. Now keep in mind this is case sensitive. Okay. Now if I try for Python, this will again give me -1. Okay. Right. Okay. So this is my index and this is my find function.
Is that the only difference between
find and index function? Okay. Now, So this is my find. Now let's see my replace function. Okay. So okay. So after find, I have a replace function. Okay. So what this replace will do? So you have to call it using a string. Okay, as per replace. And so this is the value which you want to replace, right? Which exists in the file, and this is the new value you want to replace. Right. So this is same as your word find and replace thing. Okay? So you will specify find Python and replace with Django. All right. Now if you see the string, so I have two Python here and it replaced with a Django. All right. This is my find and replace. Clear? Okay. Then we'll see two most important function. That is my split and join. Okay. Now what is my split and join? Okay. So split is used to yes. Okay. So my split function will convert a string into a list. Okay. On the other hand, my join is the opposite. So join will join the string, join the list into string. Okay. Clear? So that is the purpose of it. Alright. Now let's take the same example. Okay, so this is my string, which is a comma separated string. Okay, now this scenario will be pretty much common. So if you're working with any data science file, you'll get comma separated value, and you have to extract the data and you have to separate the data based on the any particular value. Either it can be comma or it can be space. Okay, so how I can extract data from this? Okay, so I have a method called split. Okay, so which will give me a list. I'm saying s dot split, right? And I need to specify based on which criteria I need to split it. Okay? I'm saying split on the basis of this comma. Okay. So what this will do, it will look for the comma. If comma is present, it will remove that particular element, and it add till that element as a particular one item in my list. Okay. Let's see the output. Right. Now you can see, so my Python, Java, HTML was entire a single element, right? Now if you see here, so this is my list which contains Python as one element, Java a second element, HTML third, C++ and Python again as a fourth element, right? This is my split function, right? If I specify something which does not exist, right? I'm specifying split my string based on the spaces, okay? Now there is no space here, right? Now if you see the output, okay, if there is nothing to split, it will consider the entire string as one element and it will add it to a list. But ultimately my output will be always a list. Okay, clear? So here you can specify anything. So if I want to split based on comma, I'll specify comma. If I want space, I'll just specify the space. If I specify any character also, that will also do, but that will not make any sense actually. Okay, this is my split function. Now let's try to join the same list which we are getting. into a string again. All right, now I have this list. Okay, how I can join back to the string. Right, let me call it as s1 is equals to. Okay, so for my split and join, if you see, my syntaxes are exactly opposite. Okay, so here you are saying string dot split and you're specifying how you want to split. Okay, for join it's completely opposite, so you will start from this, you will specify how you want to join the list. Okay, I'm saying put a space between two elements. All right, instead of comma which we have, I'm saying put a space in between. All right, and then join this particular list element. Okay, now let's maintain this. Yeah, now please try this function at your end, all these things. So index find and the split and join. And let me know if you are facing any issues. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to the next two functions. Okay. So let's say I have a string. All right. So please have a look here. Okay. So I have string s is equals to Python. All right. Now what if I have, so if you see the length is 6, right? What if I have to make it a fixed length string of 20, okay? And put it at a center, okay? So I have a method called center. What this will do, so whatever string you're passing, it will keep the string in the center. The length you have to specify how much exact length you want, okay? So it will make the string of length 20, and you will specify what exactly you want in the remaining spaces, okay? The remaining spaces you want the star character I'm saying, okay? I'm not adding space intentionally because it will not be able to do this, okay? So star, okay, you can see that from Python, from left and right side, it added some star to make it a 20 length. All right, this is my center. Okay, now two variation of this. Exactly. I'll just right. Right. Left justify, which means it will keep the string on left hand side and will put star on the right hand side. Rjust, it will keep your string on the right hand side, and for the remaining spaces on the left hand side, it will put the star of it. Yeah, simple method. Now let's see the reverse. Okay, now reverse, I guess most widely used and most important than this. Let me just make this thing as s is equals to center. All right, so that I can change my string actually. Let me just 20 minus. Okay. Alright. Now imagine a situation you have something like this and you want to remove this thing, right? You want to remove the extra spaces or the padding which you are having. So this is also a common scenario whenever you are accepting the data from any website or any file. So there may be some extra spaces, right? So for that I have a function called strip. Okay. Right. And you have to specify what character you exactly want to remove. All right, keep in mind this will only take a single character, right? And it will just remove that character from the start and the end only. Okay, see, I it only right. Okay, now just have a look here. I'm doing Python and Java. All right, what I'll do instead of this start, I'm adding some extra spaces. All right. Uh, Let me comment this at the moment. If you see here, this is a string I'm getting. Now, if you see here, there are a few spaces and a few spaces after that. Okay. Again, I'm using my strip function. I'm stripping that spaces. Okay. Now, if you see carefully, this will remove the spaces from the left and the right only. Okay. If you have a space in between, this will not be removed. Okay, so strip function will only work to remove the character which you are specifying from the left and the right only. All right, now last two functions which are the same variation of this. that is my L strip, and next is my R strip. Alright, as the name suggests, R strip. So left strip will just remove the spaces from only left hand side. R strip will remove from the right hand side. Okay, so if you see here, for R strip there is nothing on the right hand side, but spaces are present on my left hand side. For my L strip, it removed everything from left hand side, but there are spaces on my right hand side. Alright, this is my left strip and the R strip. Alright, so these are some of my string functions. Okay, we will, I just give you one problem. Okay, let's say you have a string s is equals to what should I do? That's something like your program. What should your program do? Accept the first character. All right, first character is R. Okay, now search if this R is present in this string again or not. If it's present, convert this R with a dollar. Second dollar. Okay, but first should remain as it is. Right. Now imagine if I have another something restart again. Right, let's consider this as a string. Right. Now all the R's after this should be converted to the dollar. Okay. So my output should look like so this has to be converted to a dollar. This will be my dollar, and this will be my dollar. By this, Yeah. What's the logic you're using? Uh-huh. All right. Using any follow-ups? Mhm. See, yeah, this is actually a lot simpler. So actually, you do not need any follow for this. Okay. Let's say I'm taking first character is equals to obviously S of zero, right? I'll just do. Distance is equals to. I want this S of zero, right? Plus and dot. Getting what I'm doing? So what I need to do? I need to extract this particular character, okay? Because this cannot be fixed. So this time this is R. The next time if I change the string, this can be something else, right? Now if something else, I have to replace in the rest of the string, right? My first character should remain as it is, okay? If I directly use my replace function, this will replace everything considering my first character also, right? Which means I need to apply my replace function on the remaining string, right? And my first character should remain as it is, alright? So I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking the first character, okay? Instead of this, I can write the first character also, same thing, okay? So I'm doing S of 1 to the end of that, replace the first character, that is R, with dollar. Alright, so it will look for this particular first character, so this will be R, right? And this will, if that is R, it will replace with dollar, right? Now I have to concatenate my first value, which is the rest of the thing, right? If I just print this much, right, I'm getting only this part, right? Because I'm applying my replace function on the string which is starting from 1 to the last, not considering the first. That's from the same S of 0 plus. Yeah. Another small problem we'll take and we'll stop. Okay. So let's say this is a string. Okay. Form a string using first two characters and the last two characters. Alright, simple, really simple. So your result will be first two character combination of first two characters and the last two characters. Alright. Now if the length is less than this 4, right, you will print invalid.
So it should be the combination of RE and RE.
Exactly.
There should be RE.
RE and RE. Have I told len function? Yeah.
Just
So I have function len. Okay. If I just put len of s, right, it will give me how many characters are present in my string. So this is a built-in function which works on a list, tuples, dictionaries also. Any issues?
no, not even to only this one.
Mm-hmm.
I can do addition of this side.
Yeah, okay. So if I have one string, right? I'll just show it in print statement. So plus operator on in terms of my string works as my concatenation. So it will join the two strings. Okay. So what I want first two characters and the last two characters joins.
-1,
Two, two.
-1 to get the last two characters, -1.
You can use -1 to -3, right?
But it's showing empty.
Showing empty. Alright. Okay. This is a string, right? Now let's make it of the length 4 only. Alright, I'm putting this much. Okay, first thing, the minimum should be 4. Alright, I'm putting that check. If len of this s is less than 4. Now it's okay. Yes, your result will be equal to it is not working. All right. What is happening? Why I'm not getting T? 0 to 2, so this is working fine. No issues. Let's swap -1 to -3. Just give me a second, please. No. All right. So the thing is, if I do not specify the stride, defaultly this is 1, which means it will start from left to right only. Now, if you consider that -1 to -3, which is from left to right, which is not possible. That's why it's giving you the empty string. So I'm saying here I want to go in a reverse direction. So go -1 to -3 from right to left and just concatenate the result. Yeah. So what is the issue?
-3 to -1.
Where?
In the second reverse. -3.
No, it's 0 to 1.
Alright, 0, 1. Okay, 0 to 2, 2 is not inclusive. Alright. Okay.
But that is in the second one.
Mm-hmm.
-3 to -1.
Minus.
So what happening is T is coming first.
So you want this 2 and this 2 in the same way, alright? So then there's so in that case you can just say -2 and there's no need of stride and you just keep it as it is. Very simple, actually. Alright, yeah. So this is my Python strings. Okay, from next class onward we will start with lists. Okay, so I'll send you this combined like a recording for both the lectures and this assignments also. All right, anybody any queries? All right, guys, then we will stop here. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a great weekend.